So, yeah, he brings a lot to the game, and he's right here.
Right now.
Online at thezone1059.com and on your radio at ESPN 105.9 The Zone.
Hey, what's up? Here we go. Live with you on a Monday, starting a new week, and we're starting it in style, live and in person at the Hilton in downtown Omaha, Nebraska. About a driver pitching driver 3-wood. It's a TD Ameritrade live in the lobby here, starting a new week with you in the Farm Bureau studio. Farm Bureau Insurance, go with the home team. They are your home team. Bill, you got him okay?
Oh, you sounding good. As good as you sound.
For a hack. I appreciate it. Bill, hope you had a great weekend. Can't wait to talk to you about some of the stuff that you partook this past weekend from Country Pleasing and Country Meat Packers. We'll get into that just a bit. If y'all are tuning in.
A little bit this morning there, man.
Yeah, me too. I brought some with me on the trip, so we'll talk about that. But if you're tuning in on the radio, y'all feel free to text me in the Country Pleasing. We'll get your texts and phone calls on the Divinity phone, on the live stream. Hey to everybody there. Let me set it up for you, and then we have a special guest here that we're going to start kind of the baseball conversation with today. I'm Matt, Farm Bureau Studio, live in Omaha. This is the Hilton downtown Omaha. It is the team hotel. Big, huge lobby here. And just a little bit ago, I ran into this guy, and I'm really glad I did. A friend from many years ago. I hadn't seen much lately. Brad Freeman, a star of those late 90s baseball teams that made back-to-back trips here to Omaha. He was a shortstop for Ron Polk on those teams. And he's on your radio right now. In the far radio right next to see you, man.
You too.
So here you are hanging out in the lobby. Did it bring back any, coming back into Omaha, bring back any memories as being a player? What was it, 23 years ago?
Don't say it. It's a long time ago.
It was a while back.
We were here in 97 and then again in 98. So rolling up last night, I rode up with a couple buddies from Oxford. We rolled in about 1 a.m. So it definitely did. In the Omaha sign, you still get that. Ooh, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember
awesome.
what that was like.
Yeah.
You and I should say too, anybody watching this, a big sports fan, knows that since then you've become a football official in the Southeastern Conference NFL, which is really cool, but kind of a conversation for another time, I'm sure. But from a baseball perspective too, you also have a family connection to this team. You were telling me earlier. What is that?
Yeah. So. My son, Luke, freshman, I guess will be going into his sophomore year, but in his freshman season. He was on the team as one of their managers. So he's kind of living and dying every pitch like we all are. And so it's fun to rekindle that love and then have your son a part of the program.
What do you make of this team for state?
Obviously, the pitching early, and then you have just an amazing special year by Allen and those guys. They just don't play, and I think that's what everybody loves about them. It's just how resilient they are, and they're going to play all 27 outs. And so, just a special team with what they've been able to accomplish.
Yeah. And following them through the year, you mentioned Tanner Allen. It's like every game has somebody that carries them throughout the year. A great team's a great team. It takes a lot of hearts, but those great teams usually have one bell cow, at least one, that nobody can get out.
Right.
And he's kind of been that for this team this year, hasn't he?
Absolutely. Put up the numbers he's put up. This is a very difficult sport to play. Then, you see him, it's like, when he gets done, it's like, what? I didn't get out. He's obviously had a special year, EC Player of the Year. It's amazing. But you're right, to make you gotta have a players really just have amazing seasons. And obviously Tanner Allen's done that this year.
Yeah. Brad, watching him, you understand the game technically. Watching him hit the ball the other way.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like there's been so many big moments, a couple of walk-offs for him where, his ability. to turn on the ball. They don't want to pitch him inside. They don't want to give him a chance to hit the ball over the fence because he'll do that. He'd rip that ball down the right field line corner, and he can really run. And so people would stay away and see if they could get that weak ground ball, and then he just hammers it in that opposite field, left center field gap. Is that the hard thing for guys to take next step in college, and that is get to where they can hit it off with authority?
Yeah, absolutely. Because high school going up, I'm gonna pull this ball, and that's a righty, obviously. But it is about lefties too. Lefties' ability to slap it in that right center gap. I don't know if I don't know why, but he's definitely dangerous to all part of the field, and I think that does come with as you progress in the game. You'll see kind of the old veteran guy be able to do that more, and able to do that as well. So.
Sure, yeah. Get all fields, top of the lineup. Brad Freeman on radio right now. Brad was starting shortstop, 98, back-to-back trips here to Omaha.
That's right.
Rosenblatt.
Yep.
I never did get to come and see Rosenblatt in person before they tore it down.
Yeah, that's like a magical memory. Everett drove us by when we landed here, so we could see, and it was like the whole bus was like, oh my God. So see the time.
Yeah.
The plate that first at bat, I think. I was in 97, 98, I was, I don't know, third or fourth, but just stepping up to the plate, you really have to collect yourself. Kind of go, wow, this is actually about to happen. I'm about to hit. And, it just is what it is. I mean, we all grow up watching the World Series, and it seems just like more often didn't land. When you get here, you're like, oh my gosh, it's really neat.
Yeah. As far as those experiences in the games, the tournament, the grind of back that you play. And of course, I was about this today. Baseball players, we should remember they've been doing this tournament formats, doing this for years and years, going down, and staying and stuff. But what's to you about the experience you had in the late 90s games?
Hey, in 97, the one thing is like when you get here for the time, you're and not saying you're glad to be there. There's a part of you like, hey, at least we're here. Hey, we're running this thing, and I think we lost to Bama, beat UCLA, then lost to Bama again. It's like it's all over, but in the '98. And, this is kind of how the club is now. And, 98, it was more like, hey, we've been here before. And let's make this thing now. In our case, it didn't happen. We beat Florida. And then, we let you blowing out about 20 miles an hour. The guy, that's a nightmare. Comes up the back. Like, he hit, I think I've seen him. So,
it's pretty good. He's not
decent ball player. So it does help, and you can kind of see it this year's club. Like, we've been here, we know what it's about, and that's a huge factor.
You know what? That's interesting you said that, because this morning interview, somebody was asking me that question, and